Hello everyone, this is the Mad Salvi coming to you with a little bit of lessons learned from the recent Mysta Rias's announcement that he's going to be graduating on the 27th of August. And it's a big announcement because he was a large part of Luxian. A large reason that Luxian did get the recognition that they did. He helped them grow from what I've learned, you know, watching videos and watching the videos of others. He put himself out there. He stretched himself thin. He probably worked himself to the bone and gave himself way too much stress after everything. And that's one of the lessons that is learned from this whole thing. First, of course, have to give the background, have to give a bit of the information that's going on there about what's going on. So, yesterday, Nijisanji sent out this notification, as they do when someone's going to graduate. They did that with recent Nina Kosaka and other ones. It says, thank you for your continued support of Nijisanji and Nijisanji EN. We're hereby announce that the Nijisanji EN liver, Mysta Rias, will graduate from Nijisanji EN on August 27th. As a member of Luxium, he basically is saying, that, he was debuting on the 21st, on the 2021 December, and everything that he's done. And it's basically giving you an idea that on the 27th, he is going to cease his liver activities. YouTube channel and other social media accounts will be made private, and the sale of merchandise and voice contents will be stopped gradually. So they still want to make money. That's basically them saying they still want to make money off of him, because he's popular. So they want to milk it as much as possible. In addition to it, we will be accepting fan letters from Mysta Rias until September 27th. That's fine. That's cool because fans may want to say their final goodbyes. It takes a while to get to Japan, or from Japan to wherever, because you need to send it to Nijisanji, and Nijisanji sends it to them. So it could take a while, for transport. So it's good that they're doing that. The VTuber group Lexium will continue pursuit activities with Ike Eveland, Vox Akama, Luca Kaneshiro, and Shu Yamino, I think is the way I say it. We hope your continued support at Luxium, etc. And if you have anything related, any color, you can send it to their email, blah, blah, blah. There's a big reason why he has decided to do this, and it is best to hear it from his mouth and not from mine. So I'm going to play you the part where he explains exactly what's going on and why he is leaving. So here it is.
Yes, I burned out. But I burned out maybe like 7 or 8 months ago, and I have not been able to recover even 1% since then. I've tried positive reinforcement on myself. I've tried asking everyone who cares for me, like around me, for advice on how to do that. If you look at my VODs, if you're a regular viewer, you know I've tried to get out of burnout. But I don't think it's burnout. I think I'm just done. As blunt as it is to say, I think I'm just done.
He mentioned how he has an issue with doing everything. Basically, he's gone beyond burned out. He's gotten to the point where he is done. That is hard to hear from somebody who has worked as hard as he has, who has done as much as he has done for the organization. Now, any color, Nijisanji, Hololive, Cover Corp, whichever one you subscribe to, they all have the same issues when it comes to what's going on. And those issues are, they require a lot of work from you. They require a lot of times daily work. They have a manager on you, which is they should, they're managing talents, and it is, they have an investment in you, and, you have a contract that you need to fulfill. But that requires a lot of work, sometimes 7 days a week, no breaks sometimes. Nijisanji recently, with all of the shit show that's hit them, they're seen more as a black company now, which, as we know, they only give 1%, maybe 2% of their any kind of merch sales. They only give maybe 1 or 2%. That's why even Mysta himself said that he prefers that you buy his voice packs, because he only sees like 2% of his actual merch sales. So things like that, when you start feeling, I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth, but I would assume that when you start feeling like a machine, like a robot, just to put out more content and more content and more content again and again without any understanding of, I don't know, your mental state or anything like that, it can drain you. I know, I went through it, but it's not about me, of course. It's about him. He seems gone. He seems done with it. He seems drained beyond just being, worn out. He just seems like all of his strength, all of his will to do this is just dead. It's just done. And that's a very hard thing to hear from anybody. Because as a content creator myself and as a VTuber myself, I really have a passion for this and I really enjoy it. And it seems like he did too. But when you die like that, it's heart-wrenching because you have a group of people that are behind you, especially him who has hundreds of thousands. He got over 100,000 in like a month. He has a lot of people who want to watch more of his content, and he probably feels semi-responsible for that as well. But once you reach that point when you're done, it's just the point of no return. You can't come back. And like he said, he's been done for like 5 to 7 months. But him being a responsible person, as I can assume that he is, he has made it so that he can still take care of all of his things that he needs to take care of. All of I think he even mentioned himself that the only reason he's staying, he mentioned in a previous stream, that the only reason he is staying right now with what he's doing with, being in any color in Nijisanji is because he had contractual agreements. He did not want to break those contractual agreements. He did not want to break the sponsorship agreements. He didn't want to break any collabs that he had. So he's still responsible enough to stay there as a liver, which says a lot about him. But yeah, it's one of the big lessons. It's just, don't, in some cases, I guess, don't become a part of these large organizations. It'll drain your soul. A lot of people feel that it'll drain your soul. Now, this is Nijisanji versus Cover and Hololive. I haven't heard of something like this happening in Hololive where it's just they just feel drained. Maybe Kiryu Koko is probably the closest one to that, I could imagine, where they leave on their own because they just don't want to deal with it anymore. But not as bad as Mysta. And the reason why it's hard is because he pretty much brought male VTubing back up. Because Luxian came out before the male Holostar ZN, before that generation. So they kind of brought the male VTubing up, and that made Hololive be like, okay, we'll try again with Holostars, is my guess. And it's tough. Him being one of the main people, it's tough. It's tough to see that happen to anybody, to any soul out there. And I'm going to show the next clip of where you can see that he was just pretty much done with this a long time ago because he starts actually going after some trolls in the chat, if I'm not mistaken.
You watch a guy who openly says he doesn't care about his content or how his fans feel towards it? I don't know. You ask yourself that question and then never come back here. If you don't like that, because yeah, I don't care about my content. And I don't care about what my fans feel towards it. I don't. I have no reason to. I'm doing what I want to do right now. If my fans don't want to watch it, that's fine. I've already entertained people for long enough, Like, you can always go back to all the times where I was taking content really seriously. Go rewatch those. That's fine. But I'm not your monkey. I'm not going to do whatever you want forever.
And that's the next part. That's where you could really tell that he was done. That's when you can really tell. He said, I don't care if you come back. I don't care if you enjoy what I'm doing right now. I did what I could. I'm not your little pet monkey. I'm not your little toy. And I'm thinking he's saying this to Nijisanji too, in the sense that it's just too much. It's soul sucking. It became soul sucking for him. And that's the lesson, man. It's just, everyone out there, don't let it ever get to this point. Take your breaks. Relax. I'm pretty sure he did as well. Pretty sure he did everything possible. Like he said, he did everything he could to get himself back up, to get himself back to where he didn't feel this way. But it was just too much. Whatever it was in the background was just too much. And that is something that I can say that I felt at one point, and I really feel for him, and I really, really, really wish him the best. Now, this was the Mad Salvi, going into a little bit of a deep dive into what has happened recently, and kind of giving you a bit of a background and a bit of a lesson. Just, take care of each other, take care of yourselves. When it's just soul sucking like this, there's nothing wrong with leaving. There's nothing wrong with just saying, I'm done, and just going, as he did. And I'm glad that he had the strength to do that. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.